Okay, today, out of full disclosure, I am going to tell you that what we are about to see on the other side of my trusty old gate is not a pretty sight. But as we go around, I just want you to keep thinking of these 3 words. Don't give up. Okay, I'm going to try and make this as quick and as painless as possible today. Because, I mean, just look, we are, what do you think, Rocky? We are clearly about to start building the shed, but even the shed, look, I'm not taking you in there, you can probably see through the window, but there's a very, very clear reason why I'm not actually filming from inside the shed. Mainly that I can't get in for all the stuff that's been thrown in there. But yeah, so we might look at that and think, oh my goodness, what a tip, what's going to happen? But in a few months' time, this is going to be an absolutely glorious shed. I might be setting myself up for a little bit of a fall there, but let's just say I've chosen the paint colour. Right, shed, done. On to the next bit. You may remember that I tidied up the greenhouse not too long ago, but yeah, it sort of needs doing again, so no problem, won't take long. The poor old dahlias though, look, they've been left to their own devices, so I didn't get a chance to dig them up. I was going to leave them in the soil anyway, and I was going to mulch them, but yeah, only one part of that's happened. But actually, shortly I will be having a little circle and seeing if they're still good. But if you take a really good look, even if the dahlias have turned to mush, we have got growth here. And these will be those bluebells that I know they take over this little plot, but they look absolutely beautiful. Fruit cage, ditto. No pruning has been done yet at all, and they have not yet been mulched for the coming season, which they will be within the next week or 2. So watch this space, this will improve. And I mean, will you just look at this mess? Even the kale is looking sorry for itself, but look, the nets haven't been moved, the cloches haven't been moved, the weeds, considering we've had all this frost, the weeds are going full throttle now, so it really does need a tidy up. But again, will it take long? Not really. And would you just look at the state of this side? I don't quite know where to start, but if you look at it, really all it is the bean canes. Had I taken those bean canes down as I intended to do late autumn, it wouldn't have looked half the state it does now, but because the bean canes are all up and they've been blown about a bit, it looks a bit tatty. But again, it's one of those jobs that once you set your mind to it, it's not too much, it's not too bad to do. Look, Rocky's even investigating, he's thinking this will only take a few minutes. So yeah, even though they look horrendous, once those canes are down, we've got the lovely weedy soil again, and we can start to think about the year ahead. I mean, aside from anything else, that's just lazy, isn't it? They could just be picked up in an instant, but let's not linger. Come on, you've all got space in your garden that looks like that. Let me know in the comments below what your space is. And as for the polytunnel, we can't even get in there because of these little creatures. There we go, Sybil, Scratty and Blondie, all waiting patiently at the door for the avian flu to be over so they can come back out into their normal pen. Done a lovely job with the soil though. And this heap of sadness here is our glorious banana palm, which never seems to need netting, never seems to need fleece during the winter. We've been here for 4 years now and we've never fleeced it, and it's always come back. So yeah, again, you've just got to use quite a lot of imagination and just think that very, very shortly we're going to see some lovely green coming back from that. So you might just take one look at this and think, it looks dead. There's nothing happening. It's a very sad, sorry old sight in both terms of the word. Let's just take a little look at what is happening. The garlic is actually doing okay, but there are quite a few gaps here, and I was a bit worried about the special garlic. It'll be on an old video if I can. I'll find the name and put it on. But I got it from Malvern, and they were great big fat cloves, and they took forever to come up. But actually, they've got really, really strong leaves on them. So I think maybe because they're bigger cloves, they need a bit more energy to come up. I don't know, but yeah, garlic's on the way, and nothing's gone wrong with it yet. And if you look at good old Mr. Swede, he's still going. I mean, you know, it's end of January now, and I think, let's pull him. Let's see if he's going to come up. I know, Rocky. Oh, he's coming. He has not turned to mush. He has got the most fantastic root system on him. And look at that. I know you're all digging up your own root vegetables in your garden, but considering the state of the garden this year, oh, I think that's fantastic. What do you think, Rocky? Do you like him? He's got Rocky's sense of approval, whatever it is. But yeah, look at him. And if you look at the flower patch here, not many flowers, but oh my goodness, I can see some rhubarb. And yes, you might have noticed that Rocky's walking under the tripod. What are you doing, Rocky? You come to help? He's come to help. Okay, you may have noticed that I did skip past this greenhouse at the beginning of the tour. And that's because it looks like this. So what I want to do today is, just before I go, I keep talking about these things being really quick jobs. I just want to have this space, even if it's just here, started so it's not looking quite so bad, so that when, oh, I have to keep doing this, don't I? So that when I come back to the, oh, here we go. So that when I come back up next time, it's not a case of everything I look at seems to be dead. So yeah, won't take long, and it'll mean I can tick something off the list. So bear with me and I'll show you how quick it is to do. Are you helping? You're really not helping, are you? On top of the rocky table, you can see really that took no time at all. And I know that doesn't mean that this greenhouse is done. I've got to prune the grapevine. That's for the next week or two. I've got to pull up these plants and get them on the compost heap. We are going to top up the side beds with a bit more manure, well-rotted manure again, like we do every year, just on top. But what it means is next time when I come up, I'll be able to walk past this greenhouse and not think, oh my God, everything's dead. So yeah, it took some minutes to do, and that's how we've got to approach the rest of the allotment. Small jobs, a little bit at the time. Think of a little list, tick them off your list, and before you know it, it'll soon get done. So I hope that's inspired you not to give up hope, not to give up on your allotment. I really hope you can see my face. Well, maybe it's an improvement. Maybe Rocky's bottom is preferable. Thanks, Rocky. Yeah, I've completely lost my train of thought. Yeah, just think about it. It's not going to be long now before spring comes, and all those bulbs that we saw coming up before, they're going to be giving us the first bits of colour in the garden. Yeah, it's going to be great. I'd just like to say a huge thank you to all my new subscribers. Thank you so much for pressing that subscribe button. Give us a like, and also to the Patreons. I am putting the Patreons. Are they Patreons or the patrons? The patrons who've joined my new Patreon channel. It's early days, but he's given up, he's gone home. It's early days, but I'm starting to fill it up with some extra content. So if you are interested in joining and supporting on there, do have a little press on the button and just go and have a little look and see what you think. But I'll put their names across the bottom as I'm speaking. But other than that, just remember, it's nearly spring. Don't give up.